Hi everyone, Jason from Iron Fence Shop. If you spend any time on our website, you've probably seen the term finials mentioned quite a bit. This may be a term you're not familiar with, so today I wanted to spend a little bit of time going over what finials are and how our Iron Fence Shop finials blow away what our competitors have to offer on their iron and aluminum fences. The finial is this decorative tip that we weld on top of all our iron and aluminum pickets, and we think they're a pretty important piece. Why? Because they're what gives this type of fence and gates its iconic look. It's what makes it more decorative art than just simple building material. Finials are one of the items that set Iron Fence Shop apart from our competitors. We weld a solid iron or aluminum finial on top of all of our pieces at no extra charge. It's a standard thing. Now at this point you may be thinking, big deal, I'm pretty sure I've seen these finials on other people's websites and brochures as well. Good eye, but if you take a closer look you're going to find that they're either not truly finials or they're a subpar imitation of what we have to offer. Let's take a closer look at what Iron Fence Shop offers for finials and what our competitors do. Let's go ahead and start with what Iron Fence Shop has to offer. Here I have a piece of our larger signature grade and our smaller traditional grade in iron. Your aluminum pieces are going to look very similar to this. We take our finials and weld them all around the side here to make it a permanent piece of the actual fence. Next, these are sand cast pieces, meaning basically there's a mold created, molten iron or molten aluminum is poured into it, the piece is then taken out, cleaned, and as I mentioned, welded onto it. Lastly, you'll notice there's like this small rounded piece on top here. We call this our safety ball. This makes it so that if you fall into the fence or anything like that, there are no sharp edges or anything to worry about. Basically, this is the kind of craftsmanship and artisan look you're going to have on a fence that was built 100+ years ago. Now let's move next to what our competitors typically use when you go out and see an iron or aluminum fence. This center one here is what's referred to as a pinch top or crimp top. Basically, they take the square picket, put it into a machine, smash it into a shape, and then kind of cut it triangular. You can even see on this one where the square edge of the picket is still visible. It's also very thin, so when it's pinched in and cut, you've got a very small piece here with a thin edge. There's no safety ball or anything like that to prevent you getting pushed into if you fall onto the fence itself. Now, they didn't do this because customers wanted it or it looked terrific. Basically, it's cheaper, it's easier than taking all your time to actually weld a piece onto every one and actually give a good appearance to things. If you see a price for a fence online or in one of the big box stores, I can almost guarantee this is probably what you're getting, is this pinch or crimp top style. Now let's go ahead to our last option here. Now this guy here on the end is what confuses people the most. They see that finial shape and think, what are you talking about? They offer the same thing you do over here. But take a closer look and they don't really. First of all, you're going to probably pay more for this. Believe it or not, that's an upgrade. To get that little piece put on top there instead of what we offer standard. So when you take that fence panel and start adding anywhere from $1 to $5 of finial across 20 pickets on a fence panel, all of a sudden that great panel price goes right out the window pretty quickly. So not only are you paying more for it, but check out how the quality is on these things. Again, as the name implies, they're pressed on. So you have your fence picket, you have your press-on finial, and basically you take it and press it on top. That's it. Now these can be made of plastic like this one here or a die-cast aluminum. So if you go and look into this, you might want to at least ask which one you're getting. The die-cast aluminum is a little bit better, but die casting and sand casting are not the same. If you end up with a sand cast piece like ours, you see you get a very large, strong looking piece. The die casting process is much smaller and more of a stamped piece, so the profile is not going to be the same. The next one you end up with is plastic, like this guy here. Basically, it's going to be just a vacuum formed piece that you take and stick on top of it. Now these press-on finials go on a couple different ways. They may be glued on, they may be pressed on by pressure, they may have a small fin inside them, or even a set screw like that. Either which way, the problem is, easy on, easy off. And when you get into the lesser quality, they break pretty easy too, so that's not so great either. What you don't want to do is come home and see about 50 of these things sticking up on your fence when the neighborhood kids figure out, oh look, these things break pretty simple. Or they go through and go, hey look, these things pull off pretty easily. Not exactly the level of quality we're offering with our pieces that we have. I hope this video has helped you see why we love our finials and why we think they're a step above what our competitors have to offer. If you were buying a fence or gate, really, which one would you want to have? This beautiful sand cast piece with its organic texture, solid look, much larger profile that's welded on in a permanent piece? This simple machine pressed, crimped kind of builder's grade look with a pinch top? Or the silly press-on piece made of plastic or die cast that's not even going to look like it matches the metal the fence is made of? I think the choice should be pretty clear. Now if you got more questions about finials or how ours compare to our competitors, feel free to give us a call at 800-261-2729 or shoot us an email to sales@ironfenceshop.com. We look forward to hearing from you.